Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we were speaking with the gods at Tir Evron. We had a chat with Hylia, and she actually gave us her blessing. As we have already cleared her temple, we took out the dragon and its younglings. She has given us her blessing, so we should be able to jump into the pit, no problem. However, she also had a request of us once we are down there. She wants us to return the souls of the Hollowborn to the bodies where they should have gone. Now, we didn't agree to that. We said, A, we want to see what the other gods have to say, and we do. We do. I'm thinking I'm going to speak to you first. I want to say that's Berath. Yes, because these three seem to be for this podium, these three seem to be for this podium. And we can't speak with Wodica or Whale. They're not available to answer the phone right now. In the glittering stars of the nearby constellation, you see the grim shape of a skull. Its jaws are open wide as if frozen in a silent scream. We will pray to Berath. You kneel before the shrine and prepare to recite the ritual words. Okay, I'm thinking Berath is... I want to say that this is Berath. There is life in death and death in life. Yeah, that's Abydon. Survival begins with the strength for... I don't know who that is. That's Hylia. Struggle is our fundamental nature. I don't know who that is either. That's Ondra. I sing of the ocean sorrows so that I may forget my own. All life ends in... Ooh. Tomorrow my master chokes in his own whip. That's Skane. What is an answer without a question? That's Whale. And when Wodica takes back her throne, all wrong shall be righted. That's Wodica. Who are we missing? That's Abydon. Galawain and Magran. Ooh. I feel like that's probably Galawain. Then over here, we have Remagrand. That's the one I'm forgetting. Ooh. I have no clue. I have absolutely... The ones that are kind of throwing me off are struggle is our fundamental nature and all life ends in stillness. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read up on the gods, I think. But for right now, I know who Berath is. Berath is the, she's the god of, death and, you know, mortality, all that gubbins. She, like, controls the wheel or something like that, I think. I might have made that last bit up, but, like, she's, like, that's her whole shtick, so it has to be this one. There is life in death and death in life. There is a rippling shift in the air around you, as if some unfelt wind has changed, bringing unexpected warmth. You can feel the peculiar weight of an unseen presence, and of eyes upon you. You kneel and pray to Berath. Even while your eyes are closed, you see a road that seems to stretch on forever. The stars wheel overhead in a clockwork rotation of constellations, disappearing over the horizon to your left, only to rise on your right. You try to make out the details on either side of the road, but your eyes can't seem to focus. One moment you think you see a meadow blanketed with mist, and another sheer canyon walls. For just an instant, you even see waves lapping at the edge of the road. Were you to step into the shifting landscape, you feel certain that you would only end up back on the road. You know this is a vision, but the packed dirt feels firm beneath your feet, and the night air cool on your face. You are walking. Your feet seem to carry you forward of their own accord. Something looms ahead of you. As you get closer, you see you see two stone figures that look strangely familiar. Ooh. Yep. Bewen e Aku and Aku e Bwenen. I can say it when it's at the front of the sentence, but I can't say it at the end. Two of the oldest representations of Berath. You remember the door to Cleoban Rillag, and the two figures carved into the mountain next to it. One looks vaguely male and the other vaguely female. Only a thin layer of flesh covers their skeletal bodies, which twist to face the doorway between them. The doorway, however, is not what you saw in the ruins. It's a skull, gaping and jawless, and as you look on, its open mouth seems to grow. The arms of the 2 stone sculptures are swept towards the mouth, inviting you in. We will enter the skull's mouth. The road continues through the moor to another shifting landscape surrounded by stars. As you pass through it, you see an identical doorway in the distance. A dwarven man stands near it, unmoving. You turn and look behind you, only to see the skull gate you just passed facing you. An elven woman waits in the road. Like the dwarf, she stands still. We will approach the dwarven man. You continue down the road towards him. He looks up as you approach, but you can't tell if he's looking at you or through you. His face is smooth but flaccid, as if the flesh has detached from the muscles beneath it. As you look on, his face begins to change. Wrinkles crack at the corners of his eyes. His mouth sinks, carving deep lines from his nose to the corners of his lips. His jowls sag, and the loose flesh hangs like dough. He raises his cupped hands. They're covered in blood. He lifts them to his face and smears himself, from his newly creased forehead to the wattles of his neck. As he massages the dark, sticky fluid into his skin, the fresh wrinkles disappear, the hanging folds recede, and his flesh tightens as if re-adhering to his skull. He lifts his head, and this time you know he's looking at you. His renewed face looks like a mask, artificially smooth and still. Behind it, his black eyes are 2 hungry pits, yawning like the empty mouths of skulls. Come, make your sacrifice to the Ethic Null. His body blocks the path. He extends a bloody hand towards you. Yeah, I was thinking this is sounding like the leader guy from Blood Sands. Take his hand, attack him, turn. We will take his hand. You grab his hand, but his skin gives too easily under your grip. As you try to pull away, you hear a noise like dried canvas tearing. His skin splits, following a long seam that begins at his arm and stretches the length of his body. Blood gushes forth in such quantities that you can't imagine there was anything else in him. Sure enough, as the dwarf empties of blood, he collapses like a desiccated husk. The blood in the path gleams with 1,000 souls worth of essence. The essence evaporates, trailing shining filaments into the night sky. Only now that he is dead can you continue onward. The blood pools around your feet, and you look up and see the elven woman waiting further down the road. We will approach the elven woman. You start towards her. There's something unnatural about the way she stands. She's too still. When you get closer, you see that her legs taper into a slender trunk, and in place of her feet are gnarled, twisting roots. She lifts her face to an invisible sun. Her long golden hair is the colour of autumn leaves, and as you look more closely, you realise that her head is actually covered with tendrils and vines sprouting brilliant yellow leaves. Each glimmers with the essence of an entire soul. She gives you a beatific smile. As you look on, the leaves slowly fall from her head and settle at her roots. They melt into the path beneath her, and almost immediately new leaves sprout in the place of the old. She reaches towards you, still smiling as the roots spring from her fingertips. Her outstretched arms bar the path. Come, graft your soul to the golden grove. We will take her hand. Her roots twine around your fingers, and as they do, they grow rigid and cold. Her outstretched arm petrifies, and as a rough stone bark overtakes her flesh, she can only look on in horror. You break away from her brittle grasp. Her feet are rooted in place, but she twists and writhes as if trying to flee her own dying limb. The petrification reaches her shoulder and spreads down her body, freezing it in a painful arc. It creeps up her neck, and she throws her face skyward like a drowning swimmer. The greyness covers her face, freezing her gasp in stone. Now that she is still and lifeless, you can continue past her. Only the golden leaves on her head remain untouched, and as you watch, they fall one by one to the path below. They shrivel as the shimmering essence fades from them. A voice echoes along the road, barely more than a whisper on the breeze. Return them to the wheel. You lift your gaze and see the skull gate ahead of you on the path. The candles of Tyr Evron wink through the open mouth. Oh, madam, you want us to kill 2 religious leaders. Madam. Is Berath a madam? You know what? Let's take a look. Berath. God of death, cycles, doorways, mortality, and inevitability, the keeper of the cycle of life and death, Berath is sought to seek to claim the lives of those who have lived past their time. According to folklore, Berath is seen most often in the form of the Pallid Knight or the Usher, two skeletal characters who lead such people to their deaths by way of challenge or trickery. It doesn't say which way they prefer to be seen. I don't know why I always associate gods of life and death as feminine. I'm not entirely sure why, though. Okay. So you want us to kill two holy people. Excellent.
Sure.
Now we've got Abydon, Magran, and Galawain. Well, I know Abydon. Oh, okay, maybe not. Before this shrine sits the constellation of a snarling hound fang's bed. So we can only pray to Galawain. Yeah, we can't pray to Wodika. Yep, nothing happens when you approach Wodika's shrine. Rimagrand. Okay. And then this is just screaming, I believe. Yeah, a piercing ring fills your ears as you near Whale's shrine. There is no other response. She's like, leave me alone. I don't want to speak to you right now. Okay, fair play, buddy. Fair play. So we've got Galawain. God of the hunt, assassins, pursuit, wilderness, and predatory creatures. Sometimes thought to take the form of a fur-clad hunter or of a great hound. Galawain favours survival of the strong and the culling of the weak. Okay. You stand once again before the shrine of Galawain and the hound's head constellation which marks the pedestal. From time to time you hear a low rumbling sound like a growl. We will pray to Galawain. Okay. In which case, would that be struggle is our fundamental nature? One second, let me just double check. Ooh, which one are you, buddy? I don't know what's gonna happen if we choose wrong. It might just be like, oh, nothing happens. But still. I'm gonna go with this one. Survival begins with strength from within. The air around you stirs, and a gust of warm wind blows across the back of your neck. You catch the faintest smell of wet earth. As you kneel in front of the shrine, you feel yourself pushed forward. You catch yourself on your hands and knees, feeling warm, damp ground beneath them. Looking around, you feel yourself crouched in a clearing in the middle of the woods. The smell of dirt hangs heavy in the air. You feel certain that this is a vision, but the hairs on the nape of your neck still rise. Something leaps from the bushes. You find yourself pinned on your back and staring into the amber eyes of a massive hound. The beast looks at you. Gleaming fangs protrude from the sides of its mouth. Its nose twitches as it inhales your scent, starting at your shoulder and proceeding down the length of your arm. You follow its nose to your hand, which is covered in blood. A tongue as red and meaty as a steak lolls out of its mouth and swipes your bloody hand. Its lip curls into what looks like a smile. The beast looks back at you, and as it fixes you with its glowing eyes, its muzzle retreats into a long, bearded face, and its pointed ears lengthen, dropping to the sides of its head. What was a massive hound becomes a giant of a man, his broad-muscled shoulders draped with furs. He holds a flint knife to your neck and grins, revealing a row of long, pointed teeth. That's one way to make an introduction, I suppose.
The lioness reigns still, and soon her cubs will rise. Why did you strike the bear down?
His voice is a growling whisper. The lioness had found an advantage and held it. Her cunning made her the more deserving champion. Saul's cubs will be mightier still one day. That legacy must be protected even from a worthy contender. If Oneros could not seize his victory, he did not deserve it. Ooh. Well, to be brutally honest, we picked her because Ximena felt a kinship with her. It was her cunning. And we do know that Galawain isn't just mindless, like, go and fight, D, go and fight, D. Like, he also, there's like an overlap with Whale. He approves of cunning. The lioness had found an advantage and held it. Her cunning made her the more deserving champion. Thank you, Deceptive 3, as I would expect from one so canny.
Strength begets strength. The mighty seize an advantage in their jaws and do not let go. They shake and wring it, puncture its arteries with sharpened fangs. Blood whets their appetite.
The changeling throws his head back and closes his eyes, breathing deeply of the cool air. He lets out a howl that rings through the air. He lowers his head, puffs of steam rising from his panting mouth. Twigs crunch and branches snap. The ground shivers under the weight of pacing, prowling footsteps. A dozen beasts, bears, wolves, and long-fanged cats stalk out of the undergrowth, their matching amber eyes fast on you. Is this how you would threaten us, Galawain, with cats and dogs? Shut up, Torrance! Stop it! As the beasts encircle you, their master rises to his feet. Even the largest of the bears can only reach his browned and muscle-knotted shoulders. You stand mindful of the ring of predators surrounding you.
You sought and won the favor of Galawain. What new prey do you now pursue?
I must stop Theos Ix Arcanon from feeding thousands of souls to Wodika. I hunt Theos. You already know who I'm. He already knows, but maybe we should play. Like, it's probably not wise to, like, oh, I don't, like, you fucking know. I'm not gonna answer your questions. God of the Hunt, who has a shit ton of wild animals at his beck and call. Yeah. I hunt Theos.
To track a quarry, you must understand its movements. And Theos follows the path of a more powerful master.
Galawain, the changeling, bares his sharpened teeth again. A warm breeze carries the smell of smoke and gunpowder. Sparks ignite and float in the draught, catching in the leaves over Galawain's head. A sudden blast of heat scalds your face, and even as you turn away, a flash of light sears your vision through your eyelids. When you look back, you see a woman in full plate standing next to Galawain. Her mirror-polished armor flickers with images of reflected flames. You can't see her face, but her voice is strong and clear like the ringing of steel.
Let her know her foe.
Hey, bitch! The whore breaks her silence at last. Have you missed me, Magran? You may have found other lovers, but surely none that was my equal. I'm sorry. Magran, I love you. I love you, Magran. I'm not gonna deign this with a response. I'm not even gonna look at you. Oh, what is that? Is that a fly buzzing about? Bitch, I love you. I love you. Magran says nothing in response. Indeed, she never even glances in Durance's direction. An involuntary tick causes the baggy skin beneath Durance's eye to quiver. He says no more, his ruddy skin blanched white.
Theos has trapped thousands of souls in sun and shadow like rabbits in a snare. Now, he goes there to retrieve the kill for his master, Wodika.
One of the bear paws at the ground in irritation, its hackles rising.
She will feast on them, suck their marrow, grow strong on their essence.
The god closes his eyes and inhales deeply. As a Stalgar watches you, it licks its lips, its tongue scraping long fangs. Why would Theos help Wodika?
Because he is her hound. He has always done her bidding.
His eyes dart to another figure standing just behind Magran.
Wodika stands for an old order. So does Theos.
Her helm pivots sharply towards him. A golem made... Hey! Abydon! Okay, so we were only praying to one specific individual, but they're all here. A golem made of blackened, pitted iron steps out of Magran's shadow. Its movements are slow yet precise, each footfall accompanied by the groaning and grinding of metal. The steady orange glow of furnace coals emanates from its eye sockets. In Abydon's crude yet efficient form, you see an uncanny resemblance to the eyeless, yet his limbs are more finely wrought, his joints more flexible. I wonder if we had never done the White March, would we get this? Or would this line be cut? Because obviously if you've never done the White March, you would have no clue what an eyeless is. You also feel the essence of the eyeless teeming within him.
They both fear change, and the Deerwood has changed much recently. People find answers not in the gods, but in animancy, the product of their own labors.
A gear clicks within its jaw and Abydon speaks.
And why not? When they have learned that even a god can be killed.
Reflected flames shiver in Magran's armor. She says that like it wasn't her followers that unleashed the god hammer. Ooh. What should I do about it? Animancy doesn't seem to trouble you. You haven't done anything to stop Theos. We were speaking with Hylia about this, and she said that the reason why the gods hadn't stepped in is because Theos was so directly tied to Wodaka. And that they all have this agreement, like, yo, we won't fuck with each other. Because if we start fucking with each other, that's going to cause a god war. So we won't fuck with each other. We will send champions, we will send envoys, we will send heralds. We will not fuck with each other. And because Theos is so directly tied to Wodaka, they can't do shit against him. Which is where we come in. I'm curious about number 3. Because Theos is shit scared of animancy. Maybe shit scared is probably the wrong way of putting it, but you know, he is deeply, deeply troubled by it. He sees animancy as a real threat, and they're just like, yo, we don't give a shit. Animancy doesn't seem to trouble you. The 3 gods seem to look at one another. One of the wolves sits and scratches its neck with quick strokes of its hind leg.
The clash of ideas, the search for answers and meaning. These are other hunts.
Galawain shrugs his broad shoulders. They would supplant you. How can you accept this so easily?
This is the destiny of Kith, to struggle and transform, even through animancy.
Magran's pauldrons shift as she clasps her hands behind her back.
And to improve. Steady labor and earnest industry elevate Kith above wilder and beast. It is also useful that they should learn to improve their souls, whether through struggle, transformation, or labor. On this, at least, we have no disagreement.
Abydon's voice cracks and sighs. A scarred Stalgard growls and flicks its tail. If only all the gods' followers were as open-minded about animancy as you 3. Go on, we'll poke you guys, because these 3... actually, not these 3. Magran and Galawain, very warlike. Very like, yo, we're going on a hunt, we're gonna go fuck something up. Abydon, he's just like, yo, industry. Improvement. Like, there's a reason why his symbol is the hammer and chisel, or whatever it is. Like, his symbol is literally just like a tool. Like, yeah, why haven't Magran and it could just be like what I said before, the we won't fuck with each other agreement. I do apologize for how slurred my speech is. We are on the verge of another heat wave, and it is hot as balls in this back room, and I can't have the fan on because it would come through on the mic. So I'm just like, I'm sitting here like, what is life? Why is life? You haven't done anything to stop Theos.
There is a pact. One Wodaka herself has just barely kept. We gods must allow mortals to direct their own affairs.
Okay, so not quite as I remembered it.
This limit keeps peace between us.
So Wodaka directs Theos, and he does her will.
Aloth smirks. And now these 3 direct us.
It is not our fight.
One wolf nips at another, and its fellow growls back. Okay, yeah, so I was close. Not quite, but close. What should I do about it?
Track Theos. Follow the trail he has left for you, and corner him in sun and shadow.
You must stop him before he empowers Wodaka.
And if you do, you will have a different decision to make.
Gears whir and clank as Abydon gives you a slow nod. And if you believe you are free to make that decision how you wish it, you have not been listening to our conversations along the road.
Souls were ripped from the world, ripe and full and pulsing with essence. Scatter them like bones to a pack of dogs. Their essence will strengthen the souls of the Deerwood. Let the remains of the dead feed the survivors.
One of the wolves slathers, baring its teeth in a wide grin. Oh. Why would I feed the lost soul essence to the rest of the Deerwood? If Wodaka can accomplish this, then perhaps she deserves her victory. Yo, I don't know if we should be saying that. I am kind of... So, Wodaka, from what I remember, she's like judge, jury, and executioner. I swear down I've heard her be called the queen that never was, but again, I might be thinking of Game of Thrones. I might be thinking of that, but I could swear down at one stage she was called, like, because it was, oh, never far from the queen. But she's not. She's disappeared. She's not here. Is this some kind of, like... I guess... Oh. Brain, don't do this to me. Zeus, there we go. I was thinking, Odin, Thor, I'm like, neither of them are Greek. Brain, work with me here. Is this kind of like, if everyone, Zeus, you keep fucking people, and it's not consensual. You can't turn into a swan and impregnate a bitch. You can't do this. You need to stop, Zeus. He won't stop. Fuck it. Let's give him the Titan treatment. That's what's happened here? She was some like, oh yeah, I lead the gods. I'm the queen here. And then the other gods went, yeah, nah, no thank you. I'm not about that life. Fuck you, bitch. That's the vibe I'm getting here. If she was the queen that never was, if I am remembering that correctly, and I'm not thinking of Game of Thrones, I don't even watch Game of Thrones. I don't even read Game of Thrones. I've got a lot of friends that do, however, and thus certain things kind of trickle back to me. I've been slightly more interested in, God, what is it? The new one. Not the new one with a tall guy and bald baby. Not that one. Not that one. The one with all the blonde people, and they've got a shit ton of dragons, and it's like civil war. I have been slightly more interested in that series, because I went to the same sixth form college as one of the actresses in that. Brunette lady. She wears green clothes a lot. She got ate out by a guy in a white cloak. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening, but I'm pretty sure it's her. She and I went to the same sixth form college. Not at the same time, but still, I'm like, hey! You're local to me. Hello there. Yeah, I can't tell if I'm jumping into that when I shouldn't be. If my brain is pulling at threads from other fantasy medias. I think first and foremost, why do you want me to do this? Why would I feed the lost soul's essence to the rest of the Deerwood?
To breed strength. Power is born from the mixing of essence and blood.
The wolves snarl and snap.
What Theos did cannot be undone. Thousands of lives have changed, and thousands more have ended because of his actions. But transformation gives purpose to trial.
A plume of flame ripples across her breastplate.
And improvement is the goal of all Kith. Long lives, prosperous futures, stronger minds and bodies. Strengthening those who remain will help repair the damage that Theos has done to the Deerwood.
Yeah. I thought you served the cause of preservation, Abydon.
Essence cannot remain in a dead body, any more than oil in a broken jar. Even though the stolen lives cannot be preserved, their essence can be used to ensure the survival of the Deerwooden remnant. Thus, the memory and vision of the lost may live beyond them. This is the nature of preservation.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, what happens if Wodika wins? What happens? If Wodika can accomplish this, then perhaps she deserves her victory. Yep. The bear at Galawain's side rises on its hind legs and roars. It falls back on all fours with a ground-shaking thud. Galawain points his chipped flint dagger at you.
A victory that leaves her ruler of all. No room for conflict, no struggle, not even between the gods.
Yeah, she wants to rule. She wants to lead. She wants to be judge, jury, and executioner.
Be careful what you wish for, mortal. Wodika's ways are regressive. Her laws never change, her authority never ebbs, and she never forgets a slight.
Wodika would crush the Deerwood simply out of vengeance for the rebellion against Adir, her favorite. She would stamp out Animancers, Godslayers from the Saints' War, and anyone else she viewed as heretical or dangerous.
It'd be justice for the purgers to see some of the persecutors face her wrath, but not the right kind of justice, not the kind that heals. I don't see why I should. We should care because there are gods with a shit ton of bears standing in front of us. That's why we should care. Now I've got to find Theos.
And when you descend the pit to Sun in Shadow, you can count on our assistance to see you safely through. As I hope we can count on yours when you reach the bottom. There are many souls upon the Burial Isle that are sworn to serve us. They belong to you now, and they shall guide your descent.
Durance's face is grave. Beware the promises of a god watcher. They are binding, but only in one direction. The beasts grow restless, pawing at the ground and eyeing you with renewed interest. The bear sniffs at the ground next to your leg. One Stalgar skulks into the circle, its amber eyes glowing. Galawain hurls his knife between your feet, sinking it to its handle. He raises his empty hand.
Hunt him, mortal. And when you stop him, let the souls he has captured feed the Deerwood.
Strengthen the souls of those who remain. Prepare them to face the challenges that will follow. Pledge that you will do this, and we will grant you a power fit for the finest warrior who ever lived.
Betray us, and my beasts shall track you down. Our allegiance is not to be accepted and cast aside.
That growl that voice actor did, hot damn. I pledge now that I shall convert the captured souls into essence to strengthen the Deerwood. I need to think about this, yeah. I would hear what the other gods have to say first.
Consider and calculate, but decide.
Galloway's hand falls and the growling pack lunges into the circle. The vision vanishes in an instant, returning you to Tir Evron, where burning candles replace the glowing eyes of Galawain's beasts. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, we just have the one little statue doodad to speak to, and well, I say that technically speaking, we have to do Berath's quest to see what they want, to see what they will offer us. But yeah, this is interesting. This is an interesting conundrum as to what we should do with the souls, and we shall ponder it in the next episode. So until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davies, CGG, The Named User, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.